Alright, where to? What's the matter? What's the matter?
It's a waste of time!
Yeah, no shit!
Thanks for the warning.
Okay, we go with your plan.
So now we are face to face with Jake and Sherry's main antagonist for their story.
Son of a bitch, he's strong!
This is the Ustanak. He is very similar to the Nemesis in Resident Evil 3, as he is a character that will constantly chase after Jake and Sherry. He is fairly ruthless, and he is very, very difficult to kill.
There's always something with women! What the hell is that thing?
He's tracking us. Well, technically you.
I love that guy just hiding in the stall. I love whenever villains in Resident Evil games hide in stalls. It happens more often than you'd think. If we shove Sherry up there, she can actually go pick up a Serpent Emblem, so we'll switch over to her real quick. Again, I want to stress this, I've said this every time, but the game does not switch characters like that. I'm just editing it so that it looks like it. And I can't quite get Sherry to go in a straight line. There we go. Sherry has a Serpent Emblem that you can pick up right over there. That is the third one in the level. So, back on the Ustanak. Ustanak? Yeah, that's how you pronounce it, Ustanak. It is a Serbian word. It means revolution. So that's pretty cool. The Ustanak is different from pretty much every other BOW we've ever faced in the entire series. It is... He's self-aware. He has full intelligence. The guy was mutated in such a way that his intelligence, memory, and stuff like that weren't really affected. So that's pretty cool and unique. He's not just some mindless drone, you know, chasing after Jake and Sherry. He is fully intelligent and knows exactly what he's doing at every turn. So I think that makes him scarier than a lot of other, you know, enemies in the series. And in fact, I'd say the Ustanak is actually slightly more badass than Nemesis. I know Nemesis is like one of those characters that's like the ultimate Resident Evil villain.
This place looks like it's gonna collapse too. Somebody ought to call the building inspector.
Yeah. Boy, it's even colder in here than it was outside.
See, I like when Jake makes jokes because they're usually funny and just sarcastic and just... I don't know, I get a chuckle out of them, but like Leon in Resident Evil 4, they just always came at the worst possible times. And they were corny as hell and just weren't funny. So I think that's the difference between Leon and Jake. Of course, I've talked about this before, how I do really like Leon in this game. And, of course, since I'm not playing as Chris boulder punching Redfield anymore, I've switched it back so that, you know, guns do use ammo. Because that was something that I wanted to do in Chris's campaign only. You might get the inclination to shoot those red barrels to kill the enemies that are in this room right now. Don't do that. Just don't do that. That is a bad idea. Before you go examine that door that you're supposed to go examine, I would say explore this room a little bit. There is some pretty good stuff you can get in here. Ammo you can pick up. Especially if you go on the top floor. But I think we're pretty set. We've got, you know, all the weapons that we need. Just gonna kill these people. Oh, that guy unstunned fairly quickly. There's an outrageous amount of bathrooms in this first level. I just now noticed that. That's pretty crazy. I really like Jake's revolver in this game. It's pretty cool. And as I was saying before, the Ustanak is fairly ruthless. He's not going to give up anytime soon. So the way that you want to win this fight is by luring the Ustanak over to exploding barrels, and he will eventually blow up. And you need to be really good at dodging things in this game in order to not get just completely decimated by the Ustanak. You know, it's really good to know how to dodge. So we're going to kind of wait over here for the Ustanak to come over here, and we're going to blow him to hell. Come on. You know you want to do it, Usty. Come on. Get a running start, buddy. Yeah, there you go. Just dodge out of the way just in case. Rolling is fairly important when playing as Jake in a lot of sections. You also don't want to really like stop in this area to take care of the other enemies. Just worry about the Ustanak. Thankfully, there is a surplus of exploding barrels in this room. And the Ustanak never really goes like, maybe I shouldn't go over by that barrel. I've been blown up a couple times already.
You're not taking Jake!
I don't think you need to use every single barrel. I've passed up a couple already.
Hope you haven't forgotten about my $50 million.
That's my boss! Make it out of here alive!
Whoa, okay, please, thank you for that. Yeah, fighting the Ustanak can be very tense. Because he's, you know, he's ruthless, he's scary, he's nearly invincible, and he can do a lot of damage to you, so I'd say it's one of the more tense and appropriately, I don't really want to say scary, but it's tense. And if you get scared by tense things, this can be fairly creepy. It's intense, you know, that's really all I can say. Alright, come on, Usty.
What's wrong, asshole? Losing your nerve?
No, you cannot run up to him and melee him. I just demonstrated it there, just so you didn't have to. Are we out of exploding barrels? We've blown up like all the support pillars in this room too. Oh, there's one. Alright, come on, get over here. There we go, that wasn't so bad. So that's our first real fight with the Ustanak. We will of course see him many, many times throughout the game.
I swear, this mission gets harder by the minute. But at least you're still safe. We've got a lot riding on us.
Now, the room we're about to go in is, I think, the only room in the game that is actually creepy. And it comes out of nowhere. It is the one scary part in this entire game. And it's just, like I said, it completely comes out of nowhere. No one ever mentions it again, and it happens. There's a conversation that takes place in the room, so I won't be able to talk about it right off the bat. Here we go.
3 years ago, I thought I was gonna die in the jungles of South America. Enemy had us surrounded. Before I knew it, everyone on my team was dead. I lost my gun and was stranded. This bastard comes at me with a knife. Probably thought I wasn't even worth a bullet.
Why are you telling me this?
Man, dying on a blade is the last way you want to go. Ugh, it's a bitch. Mercs like me, we don't get a say in how we die. That's just how it goes.
It's kind of what you signed up for, isn't it?
Dying for money is one thing. That's my choice. But dying for no good reason doesn't sit right with me. So, you want to tell me what that big friggin' behemoth was and why he's trying to kill me?
That thing is just like the Juavo, a bioorganic weapon created with the C virus. He's being used by a terrorist organization called Neo Umbrella.
Never heard of him.
They want to study the antibodies in your blood, and they don't care if you're dead or alive.
Was better off as a mercenary.
I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. The world needs you.
No, not me. Just my blood. Well, the world can have it. As long as someone ponies up the dough.
Okay, seriously? How creepy is this room? Like, what's happening in here? There's just all these creepy dolls and weird faces on the wall. And the fact that no one addresses this, like Jake and Sherry don't say, "Hey, what the hell's going on?" That's my Jake impression. What the hell's going on here? It's Barry Burton, only he's having a stroke. That's my Jake impression. I think it's pretty good. That is just, no one ever addresses that room, and it's so creepy. It's legitimately the only scary thing in the game. I've talked about before how I don't really mind that this game isn't scary because it's doing its own thing, and it's, you know, it is what it is. That room is just so scary, and it comes out of nowhere. Well, it's not scary, but it's creepy. It's unsettling. And it's just so completely tonally different from the rest of the game. And I'm talking about creepy rooms while I'm nonchalantly beating these people up with my Wesker-inherited awesome melee skills.